forward.
Okay.
Sounds
So
good.
whenever you're ready, get started, and thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me again. It's a privilege to be here. So, opening statement. During my previous presentation to the council, I shared the support that the community members had for me. And I'm honored to have this privilege again and to share a little bit more about me, from me, and my experience as a Tacoma resident. I was born in Cambodia on January 12, 1979. Just 5 days after Vietnamese troops overthrew the brutal Khmer Rouge regimes, which murdered an estimated 1 million to 2 million of the Cambodian population. To this day, I still don't know how my mother carried a newborn through the Cambodian jungle, survived extreme elements, dodged landmines, avoided Vietnamese and Khmer Rouge soldiers, and made it to Chunburi, a Thai refugee camp. Her strength and perseverance gave me the chance at life, and I stand before you today because of her strength and will to survive. And I will not waste the gift that she has given me, so I love you, Mom. My family arrived here in the United States in 1981 without nothing but a hope of a better future. We briefly lived in Hilltop, but settled in Salishan on the east side of Tacoma. We were on public assistance, and my father accepted any and every job he could to survive and to provide for us. He mowed a lot of lawns, working at the many farms in Puyallup, and cleaning buildings and homes as a janitor. Eventually, he started his own business, which my mother still manages today. As a young refugee, the challenges were endless. Assimilation to American culture while preserving Cambodian culture was and continues to be a challenge for me today. I didn't learn or understand the concept of the English language until the 3rd grade, and it was then that I quickly realized that I became an advocate for my parents by translating documents, assisting them with appointments, and advocating for their rights as citizens here in Tacoma. This work has never stopped for me as I continue to learn to navigate these systems. My community depended on me to help them guide them through the systems. I'm a product of Tacoma. I went to Lister, Larchmont, and Bowes Elementary. I attended McElvey Middle School and graduated from Lincoln High School. I've experienced poverty, gun violence, and gang intimidation, but I've also experienced love, support, and the best of what Tacoma has to offer. Thank you.
Thank you, Silong. Sorry for anybody who saw that little outburst. I am known as a Lincoln Apes fan, so when someone says to Lincoln, something just happens to me. So I apologize. All right, moving on. Okay, we'll start with question number 1, and question number 1 goes to Councilmember High.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thanks so long for being here this evening, and great to know I'm talking to a fellow Lincoln alum. So first, I have a 2-part question for you. The first part is, please list your top 3 issues confronting the city of Tacoma. And then the second part is, we're facing a $24 million budget deficit in the 2023-2024 biennium, so for the next 2 years. How would you propose the city address the budget deficit? Thank you.
Great big question. The top 3 issues confronting the city of Tacoma right now, in my opinion, and what I've heard from the community and the chatter, is public safety, number 1, our unhoused community members, and just retention, keeping our young people here in Tacoma is a huge thing. And to answer the second part of the questions, we are facing a $24 million budget deficit in 2023. How would I propose the city address it? I would approach it by looking at the data from the past. I'm pretty sure this isn't the first time that Tacoma's experienced a deficit in the biennial budget, and how it was balanced in the past and what programs the city of Tacoma's in the past, and not just limit our research and asking questions to the city of Tacoma. Let's see what other cities of our size are also doing. And once we get all the research and the data and the facts and the evidence to point us in the direction, I would propose a host of cutting and revenue enhancing options. Just some examples here. Cost-cutting tactics can include a hiring freeze, delayed facility and infrastructure maintenance across the board, while we can explore some revenue enhancing strategies, such as asset sales, increased reliance on grants, if possible, and leasing of government assets, just to name a few. Those are just ideas, and I look forward to learning more about what the process looks like if I was to be put on council. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Follow-up question? Okay. Question number 2, Councilmember Rumba.
Hi there. The city council is a team sport, and there are times you will have to stand up and be someone with an unpopular view. How do you view the role of a city council member? And please describe how you would navigate conflict, differing opinion with your constituents and colleagues.
Thank you for the question. To answer that part, the first part of the question, how do I see my role as a city council member? I see my role as a city council member as a connection, the bridge to the community that I represent. So every decision I make has to be facts and evidence based with the best interest of the community at heart. And first of all, I'm not afraid to admit that I can be wrong. Once presented with the correct, with the evidence and facts that I can easily analyze, and I'm willing to change my mind. I'm not here to be right. I'm here to do right. Second, I understand that we are all individuals responsible for our own decisions made with our own free will, but I also believe that we are part of something larger, and that something larger is our communities. I find comforting knowing that we aren't isolated from one another, and every decision we make affects one another. The connectedness implies that we have a certain responsibility, and being aware of these responsibilities create my value system. And my value system is equity, access to resources and opportunity, regardless of income level and immigration status. Third, collaboration. Collaboration and conversation are really important to me. One of our core strengths is the ability to use my sense of connection to build foundation for strong relationships with different groups of people. Basically, find a common ground and build and compromise from that common ground. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to question number 3. Councilmember Walker.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Silong, based on resolution number 40622, we have committed to becoming an anti-racist city. What does that mean to you?
That means a lot. It means a lot of things to me. The first thing it means that it's really disappointing that in this day and age we have to pass a resolution to be anti-racist, but that's just a testament to the racism that's embedded in the fabric of this country. Second, I think is a wonderful resolution because it signifies and symbolizes progress, and the city of Tacoma always touts compassion and empathy, and this is the right pathway forward. So I agree and support the resolution. Thank you.
All right, great. Question number 4 is from me. Public safety remains the paramount duty of the city, and the city council continues to be committed on working on this until everyone in our community feels safe. With the rise in crime and the increased sense of people feeling unsafe, what are the 3 top strategies you would use to address this issue?
It's a great question. It's a difficult question to answer, but public safety is huge. Everybody wants to feel safe no matter what community you're in, no matter what events in the city you go, or just being safe at home. And I know a lot of us, me included, feel like there's a sense of safety that's lost. But my top approach is to really try to get down to the root cause of why people are feeling this way and why these crimes are being committed and why are people putting other people in danger. I think for public safety, we are dependent on the behaviors of other people, our community members. So I think community starts at home. We have to really fight for living wage jobs where parents can go to work and pay the bills without worrying, being without. We have to fight for resources for our unhoused community members so we can help them get them off the streets, either whether a temporary housing situation that we had on the east side for a minute. Just continue to work with our communities and be an open listener and to listen, not to respond, but listen to receive and understand.
Thank you. Councilmember Bushnell.
Thank you, Mayor, and Akwin Silong for coming tonight. A business in the city has reached out to you because of the impact of a large encampment near their property. How would you respond?
Thank you for the question. This is probably my favorite question because I do this a lot. I have a lot of community members that call me and that have issues with their neighbors or even other community members, and I'm usually seen as a peacemaker. So the first thing I would do, if the business reach out to me, I would reach out to them. I would probably request a meeting. I would go to the site. I'm on the grounds. I love being on the ground. Behind a desk is not my thing, so I would go visit the business. receive their complaint and work with them, talk to them, see what they need and how the city resources can help them. On the other side of the coin, I would also visit the encampment. I'm not afraid to go down there and talk to our unhoused community members. After all, they're all of our community members, and they deserve to be heard as well. So I would like to see both sides of the story. And, it's complex. We can't just remove them, and we have to respect the business as well. Those two things are not mutually exclusive, and we have to listen to all of our community members.
Thank you, Silong, for that. All right, our final question is from Councilmember Blocker. Councilmember Blocker.
Hi, Silong. Our goal is to appoint a candidate who intends to retain the office. How will you prepare yourself?
I'm preparing for this right now. Applying for this position, being appointed would be one of the greatest accomplishments that I've made for me, my family, and the community that's on my back. I've been in this community for a long time in Tacoma. I work with a lot of different communities, a lot of different sectors of the community, the business sectors, the arts, the nonprofits. I'm involved with a lot of events that goes on in the city. So I think I've established a foundation of who I am as a person, as an advocate, as a community leader, and just as a friend to Tacoma. So I've been preparing this ever since I moved back from Tacoma to Tacoma in 2014, and one of my goals was to connect my community with the city, and that's why I'm here today.
Oops, thank you very much for that answer, Silong. All right, are there any follow-up questions from the council? All right, I see no follow-up questions. You were succinct, to the point. Get those answers out there. Let's get you to a minute, and we will give you a minute to close.
All right.
Give her just a second there. It's only because you're under pressure. I know. There you go.
Oh, I get 3 minutes. Thank you.
There you go, Silong. Thank you.
All right, here we go. So my experience, my lived experience, and my professional experience is extensive in various ways, industries, and disciplines. My first job was cleaning weeds in a strawberry field for $4.95 an hour, which taught me the value of hard work and instilled in me the importance of a strong work ethic. I worked in warehouses, where I quickly rose to the status of a trainer in less than 6 months. I worked in retail, beginning in the stockroom at the Gap, and quickly rising to become the denim specialist within a year. I've excelled in the semiconductor tech industry, becoming a leader and trainer in every position that I've held. My point is, if the council desires the next member to hit the ground running, my ability to adapt demonstrates that I can quickly grasp complex concepts and learn how to navigate systems successfully. If appointed, I plan to run for the position 7 because of my broad support in the community. I'm connected to the arts, business communities, labor unions, and most importantly, communities that have been historically ignored and overlooked here in Tacoma. In closing, I wish my colleagues and the finalists the best of luck. It's been an honor to be listed among these incredible community members, and I thank you, the council, and the city of Tacoma, and it would be an incredible honor to serve as Tacoma's first refugee council member. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Silong. Thank you for that incredible interview this afternoon.
Right.
All right.